Hey everybody, how's it going? A lot of people asking me to stop singing. I know a lot of you like my singing, but for this episode, this is for the people who say I need to stop singing because I really suck. So this one's for you. All right, guys. Sorry about my singing, but this is for you. Love is like oxygen. You get too much, you get too high. Not enough and you're gonna die. I am like oxygen to haters. Alright, here's part 3, man. Must watch cops violate man's rights. Give me your ID. Part 2. Blanchard PD is the real title of this. And it is by OKC Vet HPA. He has given me full permission to use this, even though I don't need permission under Fair Use Act of 1976, the year I was born. So, if you don't want to hear me talking, don't go in the comments and tell me to stop pausing this video. Go to OKC Vet HPA, subscribe, click the bell, and watch the video in its entirety without my amazing ramblings. Alright, I'm using my stylus here to pause and unpause. That way I could lay back, sit back, chill out, and talk about these douchebag cops that have no clue about the law and double down when they don't, even when they're told they're wrong. Just a quick summary here of what happened so far. Insurance adjuster sitting outside waiting to meet somebody to let him in a house to take pictures for insurance. Blah, blah, blah. He has a ladder. Some busybody douchebag in the neighborhood calls and says, "Wah, someone's on a public roadway that they pay for." Cop's like, "Oh, don't worry. I just took off my cape, but I'll put it back on and be your hero." They go ask the guy what the deal is, and he's like, "I'm not doing anything illegal. Leave me alone." That wasn't enough for Officer Haynes, I believe. So then he calls the DA, the district attorney. The attorney tells him over the phone, "Dude, you got nothing. You're basically making an unlawful detainment since there's no traffic thing, no nothing." The cop says, "Oh, I'll just follow him out of town if I want to get him on traffic something. Basically, we can get anyone anytime." So, without further ado, this is part 3. If you want, you should go watch part 1 and 2 before you watch this if you haven't seen them. All right, we're about 20 minutes in. This is the 19-minute mark. I am going to pause a lot. If you don't want to hear me, again, go to OKC Vet HPA. Heard? And by the way, YouTube, this is fair use. And the gentleman who made this video said I could use it. And this is just body cam footage anyway. And also subscribe to Black Label Cop Watch. All right, you guys ready? Enough of my BS. Love is like oxygen. Go away, haters.
Ask for my identification. I am not legally required to give it to you. Except that you... No, I'm not.
Alrighty. Except that you are. No, you're not. Stupid cop.
Attorney has told me so.
I don't care what your attorney told you. You have to identify yourself because we're investigating a possible crime.
My rights are important to me.
A possible crime is being investigated.
Okay, what crime?
I just told you 2.
Okay, then arrest me for those 2 crimes.
We're investigating that. We haven't determined that you've committed those crimes.
I haven't committed any crime.
We have...
The 2 crimes he made up out of thin air were trespassing on a public road and peeping Tomery. That's what a loser this cop is, and they're willing to do this on camera.
To identify you.
No, you don't.
Can you look in?
I have a 4th Amendment right not to tell you.
Helpful to any of the owners. People can make contact with their custody defense.
Address for that's me.
Address for Adam 251.
So you ready to search yesterday?
Possibly.
Here on 251.
I'm an independent adjustment. I'll just put it...
Just so it's clear, the one in the top right hand... Oh, no, not the one in the top right hand corner isn't the one that stopped him. Never mind.
That one.
It's your subcontract. Look, I'm not trying to make your life any harder.
I understand.
I'm just trying to do my job. Why you doing it?
I'm not trying to make your life any harder. I just have you in handcuffs on the side of the road, pulled you out of your private conveyance, even though I have zero reasonable articulable suspicion to do so, and zero probable cause to do so.
Stand up for my rights.
Man, I've always fixed the world like that, right?
501-502-1984 when you're still here.
Like I said before, I articulated before. And I got to make sure that I'm investigating
your investigation. I understand that. I was wondering. I was being very
506, 501, not sure that 2's getting out. I'll let him know.
flying off the hook with you. When you got a little I snap back. That's my right.
Do you see why we're trying to figure out why you don't want to? Because usually when people don't want to get inside, they're trying to find something.
Yeah, but you gotta do the understanding that we as civilians have civil rights. And for you guys to
Trust me,
all
Did you hear his chief's traffic?
Just
Yeah, she's in 1980, and then before he says we have to get a written statement from the reporting party.
All right.
But you're
What's
also
going on?
reporting party is.
He just told him that he's a citizen right now, as if he doesn't have him in custody under threat of violence. Dude, the cops are so delusional.
Next word over. Do we,
Doing my job.
anything yet?
Investigating a possible crime.
And I'm probably
Lies again, investigating a possible crime. What crime, dude? There is no crime. You're a liar. You're just continuously doubling down on your lies, and you do it on film as if we're all stupid. Bro, we're not stupid. So, I mean, a lot of Americans are stupid, but we're not all stupid. You're not going to fool all of us. The irate minority is watching you, and we're watching you very closely.
job, and
Okay.
I don't need to be in, or police don't need to interrogate me to see if I'm committing a crime.
Well, it's part of our job.
But I don't have to answer any.
Part of our job is to interrogate you in handcuffs when clearly we can't articulate that you've done anything illegal. Our job is to put you in handcuffs, an innocent man who's done nothing wrong, because you suspect there might be trespassing in public and peeping Tomery, because you made up two things out of thin air. You're an idiot, dude. Officer below me.
Well, part of our job is to interrogate and investigate crimes,
But
correct?
do I have to answer any of your questions?
That's not what I'm asking. My question was yes or no.
You can ask all the questions you want, but I don't legally have to answer them. That's all I'm trying to say. I have a
Oh, why the awkward silence below me? Because he just fact bombed your ass?
Amendment right to secure my person's health.
So
and
let me ask you
safety.
this: If I put
The
you in my
obstruction
shoes-
is the failure to identify
If I
yourself.
put
That's
you in
what
my
it
shoes,
is.
right?
Only if I've committed a
Sir.
crime.
If I put you in my shoes right now, all right, and you sit in that truck and you have some dude.
Here we go with the nonsense. If I put you in my shoes right now, if I was in your shoes right now, I would say, hey, there's a man lawfully parked in public, not doing anything unlawful. Maybe I'll say hi to the guy, but if he's not willing to surrender any of his rights that most people do and you've grown accustomed to, then I should leave him alone or investigate without his participation, since he doesn't want to participate in an investigation on himself. You moron.
All you know, you walk up on him and all of a sudden you start saying, "I'm not telling you who I am," anything like that.
It wasn't all of a sudden you're sensationalizing. He had a cordial conversation up until the cop asked him to surrender his Fourth Amendment right. Everything is fine until you ask us to surrender our rights. And the 15% of us that know what our rights are, and the 5% of us that are willing to stand on them, like this guy did, a veteran, a true veteran, it really bothers the police. People who stand on their rights that the cops swore to protect irritates cops more than anything.
What are you thinking if you're in my shoes?
And go investigate, see what's going on.
That's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing.
And
That's
I
what we're
understand
doing.
that, but I don't.
No, that's not what you're doing. You're not investigating anything. You've unlawfully detained a man. You have him in handcuffs, a man who's done zero unlawful activity. He's done nothing unlawful, and you've impeded his freedom, and now you have him in custody, basically. You've kidnapped this guy. You've falsely imprisoned this man at this point. You have nothing articulable that he's done that's unlawful. Nothing. And you guys are acting like morons.
I have to cooperate with your investigation.
If you do not
Okay,
cooperate,
that's obstruction.
But I haven't.
So this moron cop just says it's obstruction if you don't help us incriminate you. And then they'll say, "What are you, a lawyer? What are you, a lawyer? What are you, an incompetent moron? It's obstruction if I don't help you. If I don't help you put me in jail? Hello?
That's a crime.
That's a crime. Obstruction is a crime.
You want the crime? There it is. Obstruction. You're not helping us.
Okay, but that's a secondary crime. In order for
doesn't
It's still a crime.
Okay, so what?
We have to be able to investigate the possibility of a crime.
Okay.
And by you not cooperating with that, there's your secondary crime.
But what's the first crime that you're out here to investigate?
We're not sure. We have to
There you
figure that
go.
out.
So now he just admitted that they have him in custody. They've impeded his freedom. They've bound his arms. They've bound his arms. I'll call you back, Bill. And, man, that threw me off. They just admitted that they bound his arms, impeded his freedom for no reason. They're like, we don't know why we've done this so far.
It could be a peeping Tom.
Being suspicious.
It could be a peeping Tom. How do I know you're not in here with
I mean, you do
binoculars?
have a camera on the front seat
You
of
got
your
a
truck.
Absolutely, that's part of one of my tools that I use in my
But
business.
we have to
we don't know that
investigate
unless we investigate.
But I don't have to answer any.
Okay.
Go ahead and investigate. Who's stopping you? Dummy? What are you guys, dumb? If you have to investigate, go ahead. I'm not an investigator, and I'm definitely not going to investigate myself or help you put me in jail. What are you guys, dumb? Room temp IQ?
So what do you use the camera for, sir?
To take photos.
Of?
None of your business. What do you use cameras for, lady?
Damages.
Damages to what?
He's an insurance adjuster.
I'm not going to answer any more
I figured that
questions.
part out.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and, if you guys are going to go ahead and.
I figured that part out after he told me. I figured it out. Right when he told me. Right when he investigated himself and incriminated himself and told me who he was, that's when my Perry Mason skills really kicked in.
Take me to jail. Let's go ahead and get that done, and I'll call my attorney.
Look, I'm just trying to talk to you.
So-
I'm trying to avoid.
So this guy's calling their bluff. You're going to take me to jail for peeping Tomery or trespassing on a public road. Let's go. He's calling their bluff. What's the problem here?
Everybody going to jail. I'm trying to avoid all this stuff, okay?
Well, I'm sitting here detained.
Do you have a business
Detained?
card with your...
Absolutely not.
You don't have a business card or anything like that?
Nope.
Is there any way I can identify you? Do you have a driver's license on your person?
I don't want to be identified, which means I would be surrendering my Fourth Amendment right. Turning your ID over voluntarily, if you haven't committed any criminal offense, is you surrendering your Fourth Amendment right. Sorry that police don't know this. That means that you have to know it and not be dumb. And not be ignorant is actually the better word. If you're ignorant to the fact that you don't know when you have to surrender your Fourth Amendment right, that's on you. And you're making it hard for the rest of us to stand on our Fourth Amendment right. This guy, the only thing he's doing is standing on his Fourth Amendment right, and now guys with guns are ganging up on him for standing on his unalienable rights. This is your America. This is your blue line. Here's your blue line. You must surrender your Fourth Amendment. That's what police are trained. You must surrender your Fourth Amendment. They're working very hard to get rid of the Fourth Amendment because that is the biggest barrier. The first, the second, and the fourth are the biggest barriers to a tyrannical government, and that's why they get so angry when you stand on those rights. Your first, second, and fourth are probably your most important amendments. All the other ones are important too, but without your first, second, and fourth, buddy, the Bill of Rights could literally be the first, second, and fourth amendment. Because after that, if you don't exercise those rights, you know, the cruel, unusual punishment and all that other stuff, you're putting yourself in that situation. But if you exercise your first, second, and fourth, the government's going to have a really hard time taking your freedom. And so here's a prime example of this video of this guy exercising his Fourth Amendment, and instead of the police respecting his right that they swore to uphold, they gang up on him with guns and bind his arms as if he's some type of criminal. This is like public harassment. This is This is public embarrassment. This is waste of taxpayer money. These cops are literally committing a crime. The other officers has already been told that he has this guy unlawfully detained because he hasn't committed any code infraction, anything. They have zero on this guy to go on, yet he's in handcuffs because he wouldn't voluntarily surrender his Fourth Amendment rights. You hear that, Davila? You hear that, Mike the Sovereign Cop? You hear that, cream-filled donut operator? You hear that, Caps for Cops? Here's your heroes. Here's your blue line culture.
Now,
in my vehicle, I do, but I don't consent to any searches.
okay. Do you mind if I reach in and grab that driver's
I do
license?
mind.
Nothing else.
See this again. I have an ID in my truck, but I do not consent to any searches. So the cop completely ignores the guy who pays his paycheck who says, I do not consent to any searches. And then immediately in the next sentence, he says, do you mind if I do a search?
Watch me grab that.
I do mind.
So I have no way to identify you, so...
In my vehicle, I do, but I don't consent to any searches.
Okay. Do you mind if I reach in and grab that driver's
I do
license?
mind.
Nothing else. You
I
can
do
watch
mind.
me grab that.
I do mind.
So I have no way to identify you, so I have no way to tell if you're an escaped inmate, no way...
Yeah, you have a way to do it. It's called police work. You investigate. If you suspect me of being an escaped inmate, go ahead and tell me, articulate the reason why you believe that, and we'll go from there. If you suspect me of being a peeping Tom, go ahead and articulate the reason you suspect that, and we'll go from there. If you suspect me of trespassing on a public roadway, go ahead and articulate that, and we'll go from there. He's already told you to take him to jail. Otherwise, he doesn't want to be ID'd. You're forcing people to surrender their Fourth Amendment right. You are literally a domestic terrorist. You are literally violating your oath. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Officer Ballooney, you're aggressively escalating and attempting to violate this man's constitutional rights. What is wrong with you? I hope you're watching this, dude.
You can tell if you're a big murder, no way to tell if you got 1,000 warrants after your arrest.
Real simple way, okay.
How can we tell you don't beat your wife? Because 4 out of every 10 of you do. That means at least 2 of you there are domestic abusers. Isn't that awesome? How do I know you're not violating your kids? I can't just show up to your house and protect your family from you, can I? That's not how it works. I have to have articulable suspicion that you've actually done that to your family, and then I can call the cops. You have nothing. You're just being an idiot tyrant.
You guys have a database here.
Yes, but I need your date of birth. You told me you wouldn't give me that earlier.
Okay, you guys have, let me finish my statement.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you guys have a database here, okay? Oklahoma Department of Insurance. All you have to do is go to that website, punch in my first and last name, and it tells you everything about me.
Here's part of the
You
problem.
haven't given us your first
We
and
don't
last
know
name,
what
sir.
your first and last name
You
is.
ran my plate.
That doesn't mean
I
it's
asked
you.
if that
Doesn't
was
mean it's you.
And you didn't deny it was you.
How about you? Or, here's another option. Obey your oath and mind your own business and let me have my right to privacy guaranteed in the Fourth Amendment. How about that? Why isn't that ever an option? Why isn't that ever an option?
But you also didn't confirm it was you.
Right, but I'm sitting here in my truck.
So if I drive my wife's car that's under her name, does my name pop up on it?
I have no idea. It depends on how you registered it.
Okay, so
Exactly.
how do we know?
So,
You're answering my questions for me.
okay, but
You don't need to know Officer Nia the Tyranny Guy. I just figured out you're a woman, but I don't care. I'm not changing my nickname.
I have a Fourth Amendment right to be secure in my person's house's papers.
Fourth Amendment right. Oh, man, you're a sovereign citizen, bro. Sovereign citizen. What? You serve this country? I can't believe they let a sovereign citizen in the military.
I also have a Fifth Amendment right not
But
to
you-
answer.
Well, how do we
Sure,
know
she
that this...
You know the deal here, man, is I don't know your driver's license, so if you leave
Go
here,
search back, see McCormick. Sure.
I don't know what below me saying there, but then this chick goes, talks to a neighbor. I'm going to have to fast forward a little bit of this.
We can check back.
Hang on, grab my phone.
that house, that
Doogie doogie.
You've been out here for a full minute.
Sure.
No, it's a guy who used to live there. Oh, the guy lives back here. My bad. That's my bad. That's my apologies.
So he was just out here on his four-wheel.
No, but I was expecting somebody over there about the time he showed up.
Okay.
This guy says he was expecting somebody, not necessarily him, but he was expecting somebody, and basically confirms the guy's story. Okay?
Hi.
Their name is,
I have permission to be in that.
I
Okay.
think it's like roof damage.
That would be amazing.
And I just talked to him.
So this is called police work, what she's doing now. This is what should be done first before you impede a man's freedom under the law. Because the way you guys did it first is you violated the guy's rights first, and you're saying that he has to prove himself innocent to you instead of you actually doing the police work. Isn't that weird? How everything's flipped upside down and backwards in police culture? That's your blue line, guys.
A minute ago.
Okay.
And told him that
We're
I never know what's really going on.
Hey, fine.
Told him that
Yeah.
earlier. We're expecting
Okay.
something.
I'm not.
On you guys quite a bit.
Be advised of the
Okay, that's what I was talking. Okay, I was trying to call him as well. All right, thank you. Bye.
Hold on.
Hey, it's a homeowner's listening. Okay, that's what I was talking. Okay, I was trying to call him as well. All right, thank you. Bye. Tell them his insurance agent, this person's actually supposed to let whoever it is inside the home. Because he's doing, they believe, roof and garage door.
So this guy's all butthurt now that they've embarrassed themselves. All they had to go do in the first place was go talk to that guy real quick. They would have seen there was no issues. But no, they want to escalate something. They want to be heroes. They think they got some type of criminal, when in fact all they have is a true American standing on his constitutional rights and a veteran of this country.
He gave me the number and phone number to the owners, which is who I was trying to call, but Maria got a hold of them instead. So, he said he was kind of different with him as well, and he was kind of afraid he was going to do this with us. So, he's one of our firefighters.
Which one?
I can't remember. He told me and I can't remember. I'm sorry.
Chief wants him cited for obstruction.
Okay.
You hear that? The chief wants him cited for obstruction. The district attorney told him he's got him unlawfully detained. The district attorney said he's got nothing on this guy. He said he's not doing anything unlawful. The guy who made the initial stop knows that the guy isn't doing anything unlawful. The woman cop finally did some police work and went and actually found out what the actual situation was. And she's going to say, oh, why should I have to do all that? Well, why do you guys have to do all this for a guy standing on his rights that you swore to protect? And now I believe this guy in the frame here is the assistant chief. I could be wrong. But he spoke to the actual chief, which they referred to as one. I guess chief is one and this guy is two. And they're saying to cite him for obstruction anyway, even though he hasn't obstructed anything. The chief of police, remember, it's just a few bad apples, guys. But the biggest rotten apple of all has said, cite this guy, even though you know now he hasn't done anything illegal. You were told by the DA he's not doing anything illegal. And now you're saying to cite him anyway. You guys are literally committing domestic terrorism. You are engaged in violence, conspiracy for political reasons, because you have no lawful reason to do what you're saying you want to do. The chief has no lawful reason. Remember, people, it's just a few bad apples. Again, caps for cops. Cream-filled donut operator, Mike the Sovereign Cop. Hey, is this blue line culture? Is it just a few bad apples? Hey, man, there's bad people in all professions. Yeah, but the bad guy at the fry cook who sucks at McDonald's can't ruin my life, cannot shoot me in the head. The accountant who sucks at his job or his private practice is not the best practice because he doesn't have good habits. You know, he doesn't ruin my life. I could just forget. I could just stop contacting him, and that's the end of it. He's not going to keep pursuing me. He's not going to be aggressive. He's not armed. You guys should be held to a higher standard. You guys are sorry, and you all share the same brain, and you all have the same training, and you've been trained that people who stand on the rights you swore to protect are the enemy, and you're acting like it. You're not acting within the law. You are domestic terrorists in this video. You are committing acts of domestic terrorism against this guy. You had no reason to detain him at all. Once he wanted to break contact with you, you should have broke contact. He should have rolled up his window and locked his door and put his hands on the wheel. And that should have been the end of it, but he was trying to prove a point, and you guys fell right for the trap. You fell right into the trap. You proved that the Constitution is your biggest enemy. Why don't you guys stop swearing an oath to the Constitution? Just wipe it out and see how the people react. Just go ahead and fully expose your agenda that you hate the Constitution and you hate the constitutional amendments that prevent you from just freely going through people's property, knowing who everybody is because you're some type of sovereign citizen that has extra rights. You're not, bro.
Cannot force that. Not going to say that's not an order. But
See that? So the police chief suggests that you cite the guy anyway, even though he's done nothing wrong. So the police chief is suggesting the domestic terrorism. So this guy says the police chief is suggesting it, but of course that's not an order or anything, and nothing's gonna happen to you if you don't cite him. So that's called covering his own donkey right there. That's what he's doing.
Okay.
it's recommended he still be cited for obstruction.
Okay.
USA, claim CSA.
No, nothing's gonna happen to you, but I said it to you twice, and you see how he's so coy in the way he walks off, like, all right, I gave them the discretion to violate this man's rights. Let's see if they do it.
Okay. Can you get out around me? I can move up. Okay. One says cite.
Huh?
We have to cite
For what?
for obstruction.
The chief says this. One says cite means the chief said to cite this guy, and at first he's like, huh? He's like, for what? And then she's like, the made-up charge of obstruction, even though he wasn't obstructing. The thing is, they could cite you for it. They have millions and billions of dollars for legal protection. They have their own taxpayer-funded lawyers that work against the people. And nothing's going to happen to the chief. Nothing's going to happen to one. Nothing's going to happen to two. But they're going to throw this guy in the fire, recommend that he cite the guy for not breaking any laws, and let his life possibly be ruined by lawsuit and court battles and liens and who knows what else. So they don't even care about their own. They're like the damn Spartans. You got discretion, but we recommend that you cite this guy.
For one. Okay. Just relaying what two told me that one. And so.
You know, number one and two, they conspired with each other. They didn't like that. Again, we are embarrassed on film as a police in America. So it's time to retaliate. That'll make us look better.
Well, I'm not doing it.
I didn't speak.
Finally, this cop came to his senses and said, I'm not citing the guy. Holy crap, dude. That doesn't redeem all the nonsense, but at least you had the nerve to say, I'm not going to cite this guy. He hasn't done anything unlawful. Again, the cops in this video are the only ones breaking the law. The only people in this video who are breaking the law are the police. Period. Wake the hell up.
Are you happy with what?
I'm happy.
Okay,
I
what's good?
got what I needed.
I spoke to one of our local firefighters here. He confirmed that he was supposed to let somebody in. The homeowners are on their way home. We talked to the homeowners.
I finally did actual police work.
Did he not let you get over here?
No, I have to wait on my ladder assist. I broke my back last year, January 14th. Last year, I broke my back.
Okay. Thanks.
Did you do adjusting in Chickasha?
Yeah.
Okay. I used to work for Chickasha. Okay, you've came in and got reports for me. Okay, I knew I recognized your face from somewhere. Okay, you told me the back. I was like, because I think it was even at the fire department. I've talked to you.
Yep, because I had to go in for fire marshal's report.
Yes. Yes. Just next time, just tell us who you are. Come on.
Next time, just honor your oath. Come on. Just honor your oath. Come on. Why can't you just honor your oath? Huh? Why won't you just honor your oath? Come on. Just honor your oath.
I wasn't trying to be difficult. I was just trying to...
You were good at it.
Well, here's the deal, man. If
I believe this video is put together by Black Label Cop Watch. Good job, dude. Benjamin, I believe is his name. Subscribe to Black Label Cop Watch. Subscribe to OKC Vet, HPA, YouTube. They said I could use this. These guys have no problem me using their videos. Even though I don't need permission, it's fair use. The Fair Use Act 1976. Stop demonetizing everything I do. I'm making you guys money. Yes, you guys throw me a few pennies here and there, but if I'm making 1,000, you guys must be making 5,000 because my stuff is fire, bro. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Another 30-minute video. Man, I sure know how to rant, don't I? Stop pausing the video, bro. If you watch it this far and you don't like me stopping the video, you're an imbecile. I told you where to go to watch it. Don't write no stupidity in the comments. I'll block you. Don't even write sarcastic comments about it as a joke in the comments because it doesn't come through that way in text, bro. It does. It's not like you're speaking to me. I don't know you. There's no inflection. Just stop being dumb. You don't want to hear me? You shouldn't be watching my videos. It's that simple. Anyway, support a brother. Click subscribe. Click thumbs up. Click the bell once it appears after you hit subscribe. What else? John's Coin Rings. Type in John's Coin Rings into Google, and you'll see a picture of my Morgan silver dollar. It's beautiful. You might have to scroll down half a page. I know it's a lot of work in this first world. In this day and age, I know it's a lot of work to even go to the second page of Google. I get winded talking. That's how out of shape I am. Anyway, I'm going to go do some DDT yoga. That's so not true, but thanks for watching. No victim, no crime. Blanchard PD, you guys are shameful. This video is shameful. It made you look disgusting. You all need constitutional training. When someone stands on their rights, you don't escalate. You de-escalate and actually do some police work and see if you should be there, if anything unlawful is actually taking place, which it never was, and you have no evidence of it. All right, thanks for watching. And for the people who don't like my singing, just remember, love is like oxygen. Yeah. Put your ear close to the speaker, all right? I'll wait. You get too much, you get too high. Not enough and you're gonna die. What? Love gets you high.